Hey everyone, I'm grateful as always to have you guys joining me live for today's message. This is going to be one that we've all kind of asked the question around, I hope, which is how do I build more self-love? All right, and I oftentimes get this question in my inbox, and sometimes I feel like I'm kind of going on the same kind of spiel, and I wanted to actually share with you guys a way that I think about self-love that I've come up with kind of on my own journey, just kind of like, how do I build this? Like, how do I sustain it? And basically it's what I want to share with you guys today. So hoping that this hits you as you require it. There's always a new level of self-love that we can be increasing and getting to our next level. And so no matter where you are on the journey, hopefully this message definitely serves you to take it to the next level, because at the end of the day, it's actually through our self-love that we make our potential accessible. So that's really important. So why is it important? Because at the end of the day, what are we here to do if not reach our highest potential in this lifetime? And it's our job to take responsibility for our own relationship with ourselves. We're not children anymore, and no matter how you've been brought up, no matter how maybe that hasn't actually worked for you potentially, how your parents might have operated, how your guardians might have operated, how the challenges that you've had in life and the people that may have brought you down or bullied you or challenged you, whatever it is, at the end of the day, we reach a point where, okay, now it's our time to take that responsibility. And the way that we do that is by becoming the kind of person that we felt was missing maybe in our lives, or somebody who meets those unmet needs that maybe went and happened in those experiences that have diminished our self-love, our self-respect, and all those juicy things that are absolutely most important in order to reach for our potential. All right, so we can't skip over this part. And I can see a bunch of you joining. I want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? And I definitely love to hear from you guys. What's your relationship with self-love? Do you know how to build it? What's your best strategy? What do you do to increase your self-love? It's really powerful to share that with other people. And this isn't some woo-woo concept, somebody, might be listening to this and go, oh, self-love, not that crap again, or whatever. I'm telling you, we only reject that which we most need a lot of the time. And that's where this self-love comes into play. It's oftentimes easier for us to, go into that mindset of we need to protect ourselves from this soft stuff and, push it away and neglect it, rather than realize it's the foundation for us having all the success and fulfillment that we hope to have in our lives. All right. So, and I know most people tuning into a message like this, you're already kind of on that path. So that's cool. So today I want to share with you how to build self-love in an unconventional way. Now, when I'm talking about an unconventional way, it's a way that you probably haven't thought of. And when I share it with you, you're gonna probably go, oh, okay, that's actually pretty obvious. Like when I kind of came across this kind of way of thinking, like I just asked myself the question, and this is what I came up with, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit obvious. Why aren't we talking about that? Why aren't we actually focusing on that? And so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. But I want to ask you, like I said, drop me comments. How do you build your own self-love? What works for you? Because it'll help. And the unconventional way that I want to share with you about building your own self-love is really, I want to ask you a question which will give you the unconventional answer. And that question is, what makes you love someone else? All right. Now, what I'm talking about is the people in your life. I don't want you to love them because they play a role in your life. Like you love them because, oh, of course I love my mom, right? I'm talking about when somebody is in your life, what makes you really want them in your life? What makes you love them, right? What makes you love having them around, okay? And I'm also not talking about, you know, our unhealthy attachments to other people, right? Where we think we love them and but they're actually destructive to us, all right? I'm talking about those people that you have or have had in your life, or maybe you dream to have in your life, that you love them because of how they make you feel, you know, potentially, or, you know, they make your life better by being a part of it, you know, and maybe they add more value to your life than you perceive that they subtract. You know, thinking about, you know, them meeting all of your needs. Maybe, you know, they make you feel loved, right? They, you know, they create fun and bring fun to your life. They make you feel acknowledged, validated, accepted, that you're enough, that you're heard and listened to, maybe that you're protected, that you can be open and vulnerable with them. You know, that maybe they create stability and safety in your life. Maybe they make you feel like you matter. Maybe they, make you just feel connected, whatever it is, right? Maybe they create great experiences for you in your life, and you know, they actually take the time out to get to know who you are, right? Think about all those reasons that come up for you when you answer the question, what makes me love someone else? And you can think about those key people in your life. You know, they can be anybody, but what makes you love those people in your life? And like I said, not just because they're your mum or your dad or your brother or your sister or your significant other, whatever. It's not the roles, it's what actually makes you want that person in your life that's healthy for you, right? So not an unhealthy attachment that we have with somebody who is actually creating chaos and diminishing our health in some ways, be it physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. It's not about those people that we have unhealthy attachment to. I'm talking about the reason behind why we love someone for us as an individual. And the reason why I'm asking you that is because if we want to, the unconventional, the kind of, you know, way we don't look at it, but it's quite obvious, but we don't tend to look at it this way, is looking at all the reasons why we love someone else can alert us to how we need to be loving ourselves. All right. And it seems pretty basic. It seems pretty straightforward. But at the end of the day, it's the most precise pathway for you to build your own journey of self-love. All right. And we can talk about all the multitude of reasons why that's important. You know, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to reach for your potential, right? You're not going to respect yourself. You're not going to trust yourself. You're not going to care enough about yourself to look after your physical needs, your emotional needs, your mental needs, and your spiritual needs. You're not going to even look at that stuff, right? So if you don't have a healthy version of self-love, you're just going to default into a life of mediocrity and most likely suffering and pain, right? Because you're with you all the time. So it's like being in an abusive relationship 24/7, all right? And like I spoke about yesterday in terms of addiction, you know, that's the reason why we have addictions in our lives. And I'm not talking just about these huge scale addictions where, you know, we're on death's bed practically. I'm talking about the everyday addictions that we have that are self-destructive or take us away from, you know, a great relationship with ourselves, with others, and reaching for our potential and creating the success and fulfillment that we want. You know, the reason why we have those addictions is because we're trying to escape a poor relationship that we're in 24/7 with ourselves. Right? That's what addictions are. They are an escapism from the self-degrading mind, right? Like I shared in yesterday's video. So this goes hand in hand with that. You know, in order to escape the self-destructive patterns that we create in our lives, or, you know, just not, a self-destructive pattern is not doing anything to move the needle forward to a life that would create real meaning in your life, is ultimately we have to look at our relationship with ourselves. If we don't love ourselves enough, we won't do the very things that will create fulfillment in our lives. All right. And so it's so important for you guys who are a part of the Limitless Potential community that we are. You know, if you guys aren't a part of the community and you want to be, let me know. We've got a free Facebook group where you can surround yourself with like minds who are actually stepping it up in all areas of life. And they want to encourage and support and challenge you to do the same. You can definitely reach out to me. I'll let you know the details. Free Facebook group, or you can join the academy as well if you want masterclasses and group coaching and all that great stuff. But basically, you need to look at your journey for self-love in the simplistic way of identifying what are the reasons why you love other people. And then you need to do those things for yourself. And this is the difference between, having to have people around us all the time and feeling alone and bored and, scared or whatever, or unfulfilled when we have time to ourselves, versus somebody who can be totally in their own presence and enjoy life, not needing anything in the external or needing anyone else in the external. Those things become an enhancement to what's already great, right? That's the healthy stage of your life that you want to be at, so that you can go about getting out of survival needs and actually get into creating a life filled with fulfillment, right? So I'd love to hear from you guys. What is a reason why you love somebody special in your life? Who's that person? Maybe you want to tag them in this and say, I absolutely love and adore this person, this friend, this family member, whoever it is, make them feel special, and also, what is it about them that you love? Like, why do you love this person? How do they enhance your life? How do they add value to your life? And by identifying that, you can ultimately start to treat yourself in the way that someone who loves you treats you, right? And you can also add the value to your life that somebody else adds to you. And you don't do this so you get rid of the necessity for other people in your life. What you do this for is so that you get rid of the neediness in your connections out of your life, so that you can go about actually enhancing each other's lives, not being trapped in a needy codependent connection because, hey, I can't meet my own needs and I need you and I love you, I need you, right? That's a mistake of love. That is that's a handballing of the responsibility of what you need to be doing for yourself, so that you can have actual depth of connection and actually be able to contribute to the lives of others without needing to get something in return. That's super important for our relationship dynamics. And I'm talking all layers, right? Intimate, friendship, business relationships, family relationships, whatever. For you to be a whole rounded out human being, you must identify, what is it that makes you love other people, and then be directing that towards yourself. So if you say, okay, I've got this special person in my life, and what I love about them is they've always got my back. Like, whenever I need them, they've got me. And then you apply that to yourself. Go, okay, identify and be realistic about it. When do I have my back when things go bad? Or do I engage in self-destructive behaviors, criticize, judge myself, condemn myself, and feel worse off, than the situation even called for based on my own treatment of myself? And therefore, I love this other person because they actually give me relief from that. They've actually got my back. They actually, care about me, and they help me to feel better about the situation and maybe see a more positive light or a positive spin and a pathway forward, right? So all of that stuff is super important. And the reason why it can be difficult for people to build self-love when they seek answers in the external world, and they go and go research how to build self-love, some of those things work. And believe me, I do a bunch of them. And, and I also help other people engage in them, listening into yourself, connecting into your emotions, reading positive books, that help you to build self-love, right? By just taking that time to respect yourself and give to yourself and learn. doing meditation, reconnecting with yourself. There's all sorts of general rules around how to build self-love. But at the end of the day, I believe, and I believe this on every level, that we always have the unique answers within us. You know, other people can tell us, you know, what's worked for them, and there's a general consensus in the realm of self-love. But at the end of the day, there's unique tools and strategies and pathways for you as an individual. And if you want to get access to them, always remember the answers are within you if you actually look to yourself and trust yourself enough to ask yourself the question and actually listen to the answer that you receive. And that's why today, the unconventional way of building self-love that I wanted to share with you is to ask yourself the question and listen to the answers for, you know, what is it that makes you love other people? All right. And when you do that, you'll be guided towards the blind spots of how you're not, you know, operating in the most self-loving way for yourself, and go on the journey of building awareness around what strategies you use instead of that, so that you can break that, transform it, and replace it with a healthy strategy that you can have shown role modeled for you from those people that love you and care for you, and you love them because of how they add that value and contribute to you. All right, so hoping this is a valuable message to you guys. I want to check in with you guys. Drop me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Can't wait to connect with you guys. I love the co-creation that we have. And I've got Hanny, good morning to you. Good to see you. And Patty and Man is here. And Roxana, yay. And Jose from Canada. Always love getting to know where you guys are from. And Kane's in the house as well. And Zara, I want to learn this makeup from you. Oh, thank you, Zara. I'll take that as a compliment. I do the same. I get this all the time. And some people ask me, have you just had your makeup done, or are you a makeup artist? And I'm like, this is it. This is the one way of how I know how to do makeup. And it's kind of just part of what I do to keep myself occupied whilst I'm learning a bunch of stuff each morning, right? So anyway, we could dive into personality psychology on that. But it's very interesting to know how we're all wired differently. And basically, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I love your compliment there, Zara, and I hope today's message is of value to you. And AJ, hello to you. Good to have you. And Filippo and Yola and Lucy, awesome. And Giannis, Calimera, hope you're doing well in beautiful Greece. And Angie's here, and Simon and Kathy and Jamie, and Wesley is from Michigan. Awesome. Love hearing that. So hope this has been a valuable just kind of perception shifter for you guys. If you do struggle like we all do as human beings, we have times in our lives where, you know, have exceptional levels of self-love. Not many of us, but there's a few of us, right? And most of us are struggling with this concept of self-love. I know personally I'm a human being. I struggle with this. It can be a roller coaster at times, you know, because we can oftentimes be our own worst critic, right? Nobody can judge us to the degree that we can judge ourselves. Nobody, right? And so, and you know, and that's the reflection of that is when somebody judges you harshly, if you really feel that personally, it's because it's reinforcing how you're already thinking about yourself. If you have high levels of self-love and care, you hear somebody else's harsh judgment and it might not feel that great, but you don't take it personally because it doesn't resonate with the truth around who you believe yourself to be. All right. So there's such power in having self-love, and I can't, disengage self-respect. Self-respect and self-love, it's synonymous in my mind, because you treat yourself with respect when you actually care and love yourself. All right. So hope this has served you guys. So build that self-love in that unconventional way, because it's unconventional because we don't think about it that way. We seek the answers externally when the answers are always internal, and we can look at the beautiful people in our lives that we actually really love, who add value to our lives, and we can look at what is it Why is it that I love them so much? What is that value I see that they add to my life? And let it alert you to the pathway for your own building of self-love by engaging in that strategy, by first being aware of what strategy you use instead that's diminishing your self-love, and then build the awareness so that you can replace it with this strategy that's being role modeled to you from that person that you love. And then it's not only going to help you and on the individual level reach your highest potential, back yourself, go after what inspires you, but it's also going to help you in your relationship dynamics so you don't have needy connections that are codependent or avoidant connections because you don't want to get too close and then see you who you are and you're not good enough and whatever that we get caught up in as human beings, but you actually create really, really healthy, juicy, amazing connections with other people where you're actually pitching and catching the ability to add value to each other. So that's my message for each and every one of you guys. I so appreciate you guys tuning in live and joining me today. Thank you for tuning in. Hope this was worth the watch. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. There's nothing more important in this world than living authentically, loving meaningfully, and contributing purposefully. Okay, so remember that, and remember that the foundation to all of that, living authentically, to loving meaningfully and contributing purposefully, is your relationship with yourself. All right, so this is a really powerful message if you take it on board. Hope you do, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. And Jamie, love the love that you're spreading with our beautiful community. So much love right back at you. And I'm signing off. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I'll see you tomorrow.